name is Cecilia COF.MPG, and to start off, I'm going to start with a story. And on December 4th, 2004, at 3 p.m. in Illinois, 2 teenagers were killed in a car accident. The older of the 2 boys, the 16-year-old, was driving a Chevy sedan over 100 miles an hour on a country road before flying over a creek, hitting an embankment, and coming to rest on its roof in a field. Both boys, Nathan Donaldson and Steve Hobson, were killed on impact. Raising the driver license requirement in America will reduce accidents. The secondary claim, death toll and cost for damages are enormous. And third would be young and immature teenagers are the main issue, and requirements are to be raised. So, starting off with my secondary claim, death toll and cost for damages are enormous. We find that the CDC says annual costs of motor vehicle crashes exceed $99 billion a year. According to the CDC, it costs about $99 billion in medical bills and productivity losses. So that means, the traffic and then everything the damages due to the accidents, the light poles, everything. $17 billion alone account for medical care due to injuries. This cost averages to about $500 for every driver license. Death statistics are skyrocketing. Every 10 seconds, someone in the United States is treated in hospital for injuries or related car crashes. Dr. Grant Baldwin, the director of National Center of Injury Prevention and Control, also under the CDC, and he estimated about 40,000 individuals die from these injuries each year. Young and immature teenagers are the main issue. Also reference CDC, which is a national government site. Everyone can find it online. Teens from ages 16 to 19 are likelier to crash than older counterparts. The illusion of being indestructible and the low level of seatbelt use make up these percentages. Rates also increase for teen drivers. It seems as if when teenagers tend to go with other peers, they feel the daredevil and want to race and have to show off, and this causes and leads to death. Per mile driven, teen drivers ages 16 to 19 are 4 times more likely than other drivers to crash. According to another estimate by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 23% of teenagers drive in road accidents showing high blood alcohol level of 0.08. So even if they're not legal to drink, they still do it. Adolescents account for most of the collateral damage. Interesting fact, teens account for about 31% of the cost in accidents, which is $31 billion, yet only represent 14% of the total population that can drive. Failure to wear seatbelts is the highest reason teens die. Motor vehicle crashes are the leading cause of death of U.S. teens. Teenagers sadly make up 28% of fatal and non-fatal injuries. According to the CDC, CDC is the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, in 2006, the motor vehicle death rate for male drivers and passengers ages 15 to 19 was almost 2 times higher than that of their female counterparts. The CDC also reveals that the number of vehicle accidents is 4 times greater for teenager drivers as compared to older ones. My last statement would be requirements are to be raised. A $24 fee doesn't make it seem like a privilege. Tests can be taken over and over again as long as the fee is paid, making it seem not as valued. Does not give real incentive to try harder since there's a $25 fee. Questionnaires are not challenging and can be easily memorized. I don't know if you guys remember, but such questionnaires, when coming to a red light, should one A, hit the accelerator and speed up, slow down and prepare to stop, or slam on the brakes. Low requirements compared to other countries. So I researched the country in Germany because I used to live there, and the legal age is 18, so it's 2 years older than here. Due to the Autobahn and the strict views of the testing system, the requirements to drive are comparison high. There's a 14-session theory course, 90 minutes long each time. Then the praxis course is 12 sessions to each 45 minutes. The practice requires inner city Autobahn, which is very important since there's no speed limits, night and rain driving. It also requires a vision test as well as a first aid certificate. The test itself has 51 questions and only 10 of them can be missed. The driving part is 45 minutes long, so the praxis, you sit with your driver instructor and your tester in a car for 45 minutes, and one mistake, simply not looking over your shoulder, can cause your entire practice. The downfall especially is the price. It costs up to $2,473 to take this test. This includes all the practices and all the exams and the theory and all the training, but it's a lot of money. Taking all these factors into account, I believe that the requirements for driving license in America should be raised.
Did you have a copy of the final draft for me?
Yes.
I didn't get it.
No, I didn't have it.
Well, I gave away one, remember, and I'm supposed to have another one.
Okay.
That's okay. Just double checking. It felt a little thin when I picked it up here. All right. Thank you. All right. Your proposition, I think, gets a little buried in the opening, mixed in with the secondary issue preview that you have, although they are stated at the beginning and you do finally clarify them a little bit. I'm not sure that there's a lot of dispute about whether or not that there's a problem with young drivers, people behaving in a negligent way. So you've got a lot of factual data, a lot of statistics on that that shows that this is an issue. That's, I think, a little bit off of where the controversy is. The real controversy is whether or not something else would work to reduce this, and I think you need a little bit more strength on that. You have a description, for instance, of the limitations on the fees. You have a comparison to the German model. And what we need is some of that comparative data. So where's the stuff that says that the German teens, actually the German early drivers, don't have this kind of problem, that the test kind of culls them out or keeps them from getting access? Do we have some comparative statistics on the rates of fatalities and the number of traffic deaths that would show that this is in some way policy that is workable? There are some other issues, of course. At the end, you make it a policy argument instead of just a claim of fact, and I think that's a little bit of a problem, because once you do that, then there's an invitation for other comparisons that aren't relevant to the issue of fact. For example, you mentioned the cost issue. Well, what would the consequence be if we required everybody to pass a $2,000 test and practice? What would the impact be, for instance, on the economy of not having people who are able to drive? Certainly it would reduce the fatality rate, but it would probably also increase the fatality rate of people who are starving because they don't have jobs. So there are other issues that come into play when you deal with the policy argument. Just saying it would work is where you really want to focus. All right, thank you.